Hi there. This is Professor Monty, and let's talk about simplifying radicals. I do it slightly different than a lot of my colleagues do, but here's the idea. So radicals, square roots, third roots, those kind of things. We'll make this quick, but say I have the square root of 4. Now, I'm sure you probably already know that's just equal to 2. Well, here's how I'm thinking about it. Now, this one I know, but the methodology I'm going to use is I'm using 4, and I'm just going to use division. This looks like upside down long division. But I knew 2 goes into 4 2 times. And so what I'm doing in my head is I'm saying, okay, I've got a square root. I need something squared. In other words, multiplied by itself twice. That gives me 4 in this case. Well, so when I factor it out into its prime factors, I say, oh, 4 is made up of 2 2's. Oh, I have 2 of them. Since I have 2 of them, it comes out just as one group or a single 2. And that's my answer. So watch that when it gets a little more complicated. And so we'll start off fairly easy. Let's look at the square root of 12. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use prime factorization. I know 2 goes in there 6 times. Now I prime factor that. 2 goes in there 3 times. And that's my prime factorization. Here's the key to the whole thing. I have a square root, so I'm looking for 2 of something. I do have 2 2's, so I can pull that out. I only have 1 3, so it can't come out. It has to stay inside the square root. And that's my answer. That's a fully simplified version of the square root of 12. What if the answers aren't as nice as 12? Well, let's look at the square root of 360. So make it a little bit bigger. And I don't know, looking at 360, any perfect squares that are in there. You may, and if you can do it that way. But let's look at 360 and that square root. Again, prime factorization. 2 goes in there 180 times. 2 goes in there 90 times. 2 goes in there 45 times. Well, that's not even, so 2 doesn't go into it anymore, but 3 does 15 times, and 3 goes into that 5 times. On the outside are all my prime factors. That's all I have to worry about. Again, I have a square root. I need 2 of something in order for it to come out. And look, I have 2 2's. That can come outside the square root. I have another 2, but there's only 1 of them. You can only come out in pairs. So that one has to stay inside the square root. But I have a pair of 3's. I have 2 of those. Oh, those can come out. Notice, remember, they just come out as one group. They have to stay together when they come outside. So they come out as a 3. And then I have 1 5. It doesn't have a pair, so it stays inside as well. Anything that came out, you multiply together. Anything inside gets multiplied together. And that's my answer. That's fully simplified. And I'll show you what I really like about this method. It even works if instead of square roots, we do cubed roots or higher powered roots. You just, instead of looking for 2, whatever that root is, you look for that. So say this was the same problem. Let's just erase this way. But say this time it was the third root. Now, in order to pull it out, there has to be 3 of them in the group. Oh, I have 3 2's, so those all come out as a 2. I don't have 3 3's or 3 5's. Those all have to stay inside. And so that's what I have. And so the 2 on the outside is a 2. It's the cubed root of 3 times 3 times 5, 45. And that's fully simplified cubed root. Don't forget to put the cubed root there, or else it's a square root, which isn't true. If it starts as a cubed root, it's going to stay a cubed root. But that's the idea. I love this methodology. My students seem to like it real well. And then we don't have to memorize in our head what all the perfect squares are, what all the perfect cubes are, what the perfect 4th powers are. We can just go through, and whatever this number is here, and of course, if it's blank, it's a 2, square root. Then we pull them out in groups of 2 or 3 or whatever that root is. All right. So again, if you like my video, please click on like. if you haven't subscribed, please click on subscribe so that you can find my videos real easily. Other students can find these. And together, let's all get this all figured out. So just keep practicing it. You'll get it.